Alright, well today is Monday, and you know what that means? It's time for a garden tour. Brand new garden tours dropping. And by the way, we transplanted half of them into brand new pots last night. And yeah, I do want to give a quick update on something this year. We are going to grow watermelon, pumpkins, gourds, zucchini, maybe try out some squash. I don't know. We're going to do a lot of things this year. This is going to be probably the craziest garden year we've done in a long time. I mean, 2022 is pretty crazy, but that summer was also pretty crazy with the deficit of rain of pretty much like, there was like one storm the whole July and that was like it. And yeah, this summer we're hoping for the better. And let's just hope this summer's not dry. Let's hope we get an average amount of rain so we can still use the irrigation systems to put that thing to use. So let's get into today's video. I'm going to be giving you a full garden tour, and believe it or not, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. Not just the inside garden this time. So this garden tour will probably be longer than just my normal 2-minute garden tours nowadays. We're gonna start up in the main yard, and although this isn't technically part of the garden, look at this. We have a nice lilac bush over here, blooming already. It's 71 degrees right now, so it's pretty warm for mid-April. Usually we don't get 70 degrees until like early or mid-May, but nowadays we're getting some pretty nice and warm weather, and then it'll be like 40 degrees next week. We have a chance at snow, so no thank you. But you can see we have a nice bush over here. And over here, I forgot what these flowers are, because each and every year it's either too little rain or too much rain. There's never a year we've had a perfect summer before. Although I will admit, the end of summer 2022 made it look a bit more average. Like we had a drought for like July, but then August was like well above average. So I'd say summer 22, we got about average rainfall that year, only because like a few storms right at the end of August that really carried the whole precipitation that summer. We also have these flowers right here, which for some reason I have some good memories back when I used to live in southern Connecticut in 2016 and all that whatnot. I had some good memories of those flowers just popping up out of absolutely nowhere, and they just pop up and they'd be good to go. That's it. Another thing down here I'm also going to show you guys. These have actually been here since, I'm not joking, since we got that 14 inches of snow back in February. These started blooming. These are our mint plants. I keep forgetting to show them to you in garden tours during the duration of the summer months. But this year, it's looking nice for them. Mint harvest will be coming out. They'll be the highlight of the summer most likely this year. And look at this doofus over here. 2 doofuses inside of the farm stand. Like, how do you manage to get in there? Surprised, because you're already taller than that thing. And by taller, I mean in more ways than one, too. All right. So let's move on to that area down there. We do actually have some plants that of course we didn't plant down there. So believe it or not, there is an old abandoned orchard that hasn't been in use since the early 2000s, or probably even earlier than that. But they do still occasionally produce some things. We actually did have a small plum harvest last year that we turned into some plum jelly or whatever it is. Of course we had to give it all away, but this year I want to see how well these do, because last year they genuinely outperformed any other year in terms of the orchard. So let's get down here and show you what's up. This is the chicken yard, if you're wondering, and they're still bare bones because it is April and we did get 2 inches of snow earlier this month. So yes, you can see there is some buds showing up on these things, but very rarely. I think by early to mid-May, that's when this place will genuinely look like a haven out here, because of how many white flowers there are. It looks really nice. The different colors of flowers out here looks nice. That right there is a cherry tree right there. They're not choke cherries, believe it or not. They're actually edible cherries. But there are a ton of cherry trees on this farm, believe it or not. There's actually a cherry tree, a bigger one right over there. Except it's a different form of cherry tree, and it doesn't really and it's way too old to produce those flowers that you'll see sometimes on the cherry trees. So yes, this is our orchard. We do have a few things down here. Those are also cherry trees. And this one tree right here, I'm gonna see if I can see if it's still there. It should be. It's been dead since the summer of 2022. That was probably the greatest summer in recent years. Probably even better than the summer of 2017, which was my original favorite. You can kind of see it here. You can see how there's like a stripped portion of that right there. That middle tree right there. Want to know why? Because I was almost struck by lightning. I was standing right there at the house, which is like what, like 90 feet away, 110 feet away, something like that. And the lightning struck that tree, and it was so loud it took out the internet for a day and a half. That was not fun at all. I had to use my, at the time, 500 megabytes of mobile data to be able to actually get anything running. So let's show you what the future garden looks like on the inside. That's the stuff that's going to be planted in the real garden later, probably around Memorial Day weekend. It'll probably even be outside by early May, unless of course winter decides to say, well, guess what guys, I'm back, and it then just snows 6 inches. I mean, that would be nice to have another winter video to film, because every single time they get like 180 views or something like that. So let's just see if that happens, and if this weather's here to stay, then good, I'm welcoming it. And with all that being said, I just concluded out the garden tour, but I'm going to give a quick little update before we end out the video, because this is probably going to be one of my longer garden tours of the season. Yeah, I'm still doing them every Monday. It might have to change this summer, but this summer it's going to be crazy. I just want to say my last day of school is Thursday, June 13th, so we're counting down the day. I think it's like in the upper 50s, low 60s, like 59, 58 days, including weekends. It's like 40 something days and not including weekends. So let's just get there as soon as possible so I can record these beautiful garden tours every single week for you guys. I'm looking forward to it. The garden is gonna go crazy this year. I have a good feeling about it. I said that a few years ago and it didn't go well, but hey, this is gonna be exactly like summer 2022, if not better. Summer 22 and 23 was probably some of the greatest summers in recent years. Fight me, I know. But this year, there's not gonna be any rogue tomato plants like there were in 22, because they'd be right in the deep end of the pool right now, which is around 8.5 feet deep, if you're wondering. That was actually where they landed. So we had to rip them out because we did the pool build in September that year. We did do a few small harvests of them, but that was it. So yeah, this year, a ton of new things will be coming up. The pumpkins and gourds will go up there. And by the way, I just want to say in early June, my summer plants will be dropping, if not probably even earlier. Usually I do it on, it's like a tradition to do it on like June 9th or something like that. But this year I'm probably going to do it earlier, like probably in just a few weeks, like probably by the end of April or early May. Usually about a week, usually a few weeks or a couple of months before summer begins. So hope you enjoyed. Spring garden coming soon. By the way, if you're wondering what the summer garden is, it doesn't exist. It's the spring and the fall garden. The fall garden for me has to be indoors because, well, this winter was showing you that yes, snowstorms can come out of nowhere. This winter was a life lesson that, although it might look nice for now, and even if they do decrease the totals, not a cause for celebration, because the second they decrease those totals to 1 to 3 inches, we got, I think they should have said 10 to 13 inches rather than 1 to 3. So that's how it goes in these winters, man. And hopefully we have a better winter next year, and hopefully we have a better summer this year. I'm hoping for the best. How's your spring garden going? You can comment that in the comments below. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here.